Do. Count now. Wait, I want to wait for till there's two people on here before I get going. Um, I sound like repeating myself. Meanwhile, for if you're waiting for some audience to join us, see him on there. So stick man on there. Got that from Kurt Bell. I follow this other YouTuber, and he wrote a book about his adventures. It's called "Going Alone" by Kurt Bell. He has a his YouTube channel is Softy Papa or something. How you doing, Luke? Luke, may the force be with you. Huh? Yeah. Okay, so anyhow, he sent me a copy of his book with a couple of stickers in there and that was autographed and all this about going alone. And when I watch his videos, he rides his motorcycle out in the desert and camps out underneath a bridge. He's got a nice place in the city, but he goes out into the wilderness alone. And he says go to the desert. I say go to the forest. But right on the back of the book, he says this book is for those who, when they were young, preferred gazing out the school bus window rather than socializing. Sound like someone you know? Looking past the landscape sliding by to an unseen horizon where thoughts move quickly from one disconnected moment to the next. This book is for those who would like to go alone to such a place in the mind, to walk peacefully through an unmarked landscape, as real as thought and as distant as imagination. Hey, this is what, something daydreamers write this stuff, I was sent to the school psychologist for daydreaming. Something wrong with him. He's staring out the window. It's been 40 years since my mind began to wander alone in this way. And I've been there and back now many times. This book is the result of my effort and a catalog of the useful things I've found while far away where relevance hardly matters. I'd like to show you the way and share what's not out there and talk about alternatives which make sense given the facts of the world. This book is for those who would go alone, who will step where there are no trails or footprints, who will risk everything to gain very little of real or apparent value, and who will at last reckon peace through the development, satisfaction, and livelihood of a well-lived life. So, and I asked Kurt to send Forrest a copy of the book. So, Forrest, if you're watching, I asked him to send you. If he sent it to you, I requested that. If he didn't send it to you, send him an email. He'll send you one. But then he goes in. One of the first things, he's talking about going out in the wilderness alone, and the first thing he says, when you open it, is warning. Warning: do not go alone into the wild unless you are willing to accept the very real risk of suffering and dying alone. Take some precaution to let others know where you will be and when you will depart and return. Being something to save, bring something to save your life, such as a first aid kit and a satellite GPS phone or emergency beacon. Again, don't go alone unless you are willing to accept the very real risk of suffering and dying alone, and are willing to accept the responsibility for bringing pain to those who love and care about you. So, um, yeah, Kurt Bell's all right guy. He has a W.B. Yeats quote in here, and he goes, "Yeah, I just picked this up at my son's. That's where I get things that won't go in my PO box. I have sent to my son's place, and I pick it up there um, once or twice a month. So yeah, and he's got some lists, and but he goes out. He does has a YouTube channel. He rides his motorcycle, and you know who's whining? He wants out. What is it, Jack? Yeah. Yeah. You know what? Jack is the 4-foot searcher. The treasure is wet because Jack peed on it. I shouldn't laugh like that. I gotta let him out. It's snowing out there. Snowing here right now. And I'm down in the valley, so if it's snowing down here in the valley, it's snowing up there on the mountain. That. Something just, yeah. Dog hair and, so, then I got a master. I didn't get a MasterCard. They wouldn't give me a MasterCard. Yeah, it'd be nice if it was a gift card, though. No, so it's some credit card company trying to sell me their credit card, and you know, can't do that. I don't get credit cards. Run up bills, and I pay my car insurance, my phone bill, and buy my fuel for making electricity, and but yeah, and Kurt sent me a nice little card with little thank you card and all that. But yeah, and he sent me this little rock. There's a little guy on there. See him? And that's natural in the rock. Sometimes you wonder if it's natural, if some guy 10,000 years ago made that. Yeah. Yep. Move that off there. Check that on just when you get on YouTube, everyone wants to message you on Facebook. But I went to the dentist today and had there was a crown that fell out and there was a root tip, and so they got that. And so my next appointment at the dentist, they're making the molds, and so in about a month, yeah, it'll be about a month. It's almost 3 weeks before I go and they make the mold, because they got to let that last one they pulled healed, and the top is still a mess. So that'll give it another 3 weeks, and then I get my dentures before February. That'll be good. Yeah, I had some jokes about and I had this picture that I took 2 years ago, and then I look at it. Yeah, you look at it again, and you go, "Oh shit! I didn't see that before." There's 2 X's right there. I could show you what I'm talking about. People been commenting on it, yeah, but they don't know it. Those 2 X's are right on. They're on a rock, and in the rock, Usually my picture, there was a dark hole anyhow, and it's about big enough, almost just about the right size that you can barely fit it in there, like that grapette bottle, barely fit in the hole. Put the treasure in there, and and then once I realize where it is, it's like, oh wow, who would ever thought that was a clue, a hint in the book? Nobody would ever thought that was a hint. The do not touch, do not touch. That's a hint. Because who's gonna stop me? um, it's like danger, electrical wires. you know. He's saying don't. There's some signs. You got to look for some signs, and you got to ignore some others. Yeah, but I was talking about Kurt Bell's. I guess got my copy of Kurt Bell's book, Going Alone, and it's so much so. The guy never heard of Forrest Fenn, and he wrote a book called Going Alone, right? So, he's got to have some. He's got some guru in him, because he's writing about something. This book and Forrest Fenn's book are, they're talking about the same thing. The mind of somebody that daydreams and stuff. Like Forrest daydreaming over Philadelphia. Oh, gee, I wonder, what's he goofing off, right? Yeah. Just the random thoughts. I still got 4 or something. Now he's begging to come in, begging to go out, begging to come in, begging to go out, begging to come in. I need a like a butler or maid or somebody just to open the door for the dog. He's the 4-foot searcher. You know that? Yeah. I'm the 6-foot searcher. 6'2". But I was going to show you the. Let's see here, Kurt Bell. I was going to show you the. Where did I put it? And they probably deleted it. Reacted to post. I don't know. Where did I put it? I get ignored by some of the vloggers, just terribly ignored. It's like nothing. The only time they can mention me is if I, something that I'm not serious about the treasure on. But things I'm serious about on the treasure, it just, no, it's Bill Gorman said that, so we can ignore that. Except you got some of these new vloggers using the stuff I put out, talking as if they've got this. They came out of their head. No, I got a video about that a year ago. Yeah, nothing new there, except if you don't listen, people don't listen, and so they don't know, and that makes them ignorant. and so out of ignorance, they don't know that. Bill Gorman mentioned that here. See, people don't listen to me, so they'll just shine me, try and discredit me just because what my name is. Oh, that's Bill Gorman. That's that guy with the blood cancer. Don't bother with him. Yeah. Yeah. I can't understand people that have money to go flying back and forth across the country and staying at hotels, and they don't have any need for the treasure. They've already got a decent bank account. Jack. He's barking. Barking Jack. Yeah. It's all nice and snowy out there, isn't it, Jack? Hey, so you see the snow flying around? Cars all covered in snow. Come on, Jack. Come on in. What, you think I needed to open the door to let some hot air out? Huh? Come on, Jack. It's cold out there. Come on in. He says, no, I'm just messing with you. My friend's got an electric door, but I think I can install that here. You know, oh, turn it off and lock him in. He'll be begging at the door in 2 minutes again. No, I'm still trying to find that. The notification's gone. Huh. So they must have deleted it. Um, yeah. Oh, there it is. Okay, see. At this rock here. And you see, right here is the hole. It's in there. Oh, I touched it. See, it's in this hole right here. I made another GIF. Where'd it go? Oh, get it on the screen and I'll come back. Where'd it go? Oh, I know where it is. I can get there easy. There. Here. Yeah. You see, now that's the overlay of the picture with a map that he put the X on it. And look right here is that hole, and that's where he put the X. And you see these lines match around the curve of this rock, and these lines here match over the curve of this point on that rock and everything. And then the stream kind of goes across that rock, comes down over these rocks and around this, what we see. So this is kind of a drawing that if you took that, yeah. So enough of showing you that really good stuff. What when Forrest okay, when Forrest Fenn, why is it get it when Forrest, but you're still out. Look, they're only theories. I don't put all my eggs in one basket, you know. It's possible that it's that way, but it's also possible that it's actually out there too. You know, it's actually out there, and but it's possible that the title doesn't come until it's in his will. Worth the Cold is waiting for his blood to turn cold. You know, when he wrote the book, he's talking about, hey, my time's over pretty soon. Who am I going to pass this off to? I'd like to find somebody, another Indiana Jones type, like himself. You know, and I'm going to plug Kurt Bell's book again. It's on Amazon, too. Yeah, where you can get to know him, but I think some people need to buy his book. So, yeah, get a copy of Going Alone, and watch his YouTube channel. He talks, you know, he did a video about 2 weeks ago that was like, man, that's so Forrest Fenn stuff. Like, you know, he spent a year over in or he's, I don't know, a year, 2 years. I don't know how long he was over in Japan, I guess. And he just came back less than a year ago, I guess. And he does videos of going to Siberia. It's the name of a place in California. It's not in Russia. But I got another picture of that hole too. Where'd it go? There. Oh, I'll get it open. And the thing is, it's snowing right now. I don't know when it's supposed to. It looked like snow all week on the weather forecast, and that's crazy because this is middle of May practically. Um, it was. I've seen it snow in August in Colorado and Wyoming. No, 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 no. There. Oh, okay. Well, I'll just open it this way. Ooh. Yeah, that picture, just going through it, and I see the X's on the rock. I'm zooming into it. So, oh, Jack. Come on. Hate when the computer's slow. You see, that treasure would fit right in that hole. And when I've tried to lighten up the picture, I can't see anything. But see, there's these two X's. Boom. X there and X there. I'll get him a treat. I'll try and lure him with a treat. But he still thinks it's a dang game. I guess some people went to bed probably. But yeah, a lot of people when it's over and I'm the one with the treasure, they're gonna go, "Shit, man, I would have never figured." Yeah, you would have never figured. That's right, exactly right. Yeah, because if you lack that imagination, or if you put a wall up that keeps you from using that kind of imagination, then you screwed yourself out of finding the treasure. And I gotta try and let the dog in again. So, and as I've gone alone in there, he's gone alone in his imagination. In my imagination, this is what this means. He's all covered with snow. Aren't you, Jack? Oh, snow dog. Turn them lights off. How much wind I got? Because wind is making my electricity. Oh, I got electric wind. It's enough wind power to generate to run my computer, keep my AC on. 18-mile-an-hour wind, that's perfect. I get that thing, sometimes it gets up 15 volts and 5-6 amps. And you see, we got only 3 left. Where'd the other 4 go? So yeah, I was mostly coming down to talk about this book here. The dental wise, with the dentist, but and I'm over all my infection. No, no, he has 27,000 subscribers. That's why he doesn't have to work very hard, but he does. He has a job. He does um, presentations and stuff. You know, he does the same type of work as Michael Hool. That's probably what he was doing in Japan, setting up presentations for communicating with America or something. Uh, yeah, he's got a lot of subscribers. If I was gonna, yeah, if I had the thing to do the uh, panel thing, with it's like with Zoom and stuff, then I would have Kurt Bell on as a guest. Um, but there's probably somebody go, oh, we got to talk to this guy and bring him on our show. Yeah, yeah, and continue to ignore that Bill Gorman even exists on this planet. If if he did, he had more views on each of his videos. Very low number of views. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you buy, how someone would buy subscribers. You have to know someone at YouTube or something. Boop. Close that. Close that. Um, did pretty good at the what do you call it? The green store. But I don't know if I'm going to stay on. There's only 3 people here, but they're important people. If he did, he'd have more views on each of his videos. Oh, yeah, I can get 62 views faster than that. um, some people. He was talking about some guy from Japan that came over here and went back and whatever. But he rides his motorcycle and he's got a remote microphone in the helmet, and so he does his little talk while he's riding his motorcycle to out into the desert or whatever. But cool guy. I think he studies different things and stuff, and right now he's going through some Bible book or something. And it's kind of, sometimes the, that religion, that hardcore religions thing, kind of, yeah, I, I don't do holy rollers. I can read the Bible myself and interpret things. I don't have other people interpret it for me, type. And then I don't try not to preach my religion or belief, but and that's basically life is but a dream. Merrily, 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 merrily. Life is but a dream. And Forrest Fenn's treasure is somewhere in your dreams. Yeah. It's in my reality. It's in your dreams. You can't. Yeah. That's how you buy YouTube subscribers. Hello for each video. Yeah, some people that get a lot of people kind of, and then they quit watching. I have more subscribers than several of the Fenn YouTubers, and yet they get more people interacting and things like that. Uh, oh, he turns me off. Well, tough shit. Or like Forrest says, the hell with them. Yeah. Um, but I'm pretty sure I'll be at Fembury. And anybody, if anybody has access to a cow pasture, pick up some of them dried cow pies and bring them to the Fembury and leave them laying around. You get it? Cow poop. Yeah. Yeah. Forrest Fenn, your mama told you not to step on the cracks? Well, my mama told me that it was good luck to step in the horse shit. It's really good luck to get it between your toes. Yeah, Forrest Fenn's about 5 years older than my mother was. He's a year and a half older than my dad would have been. When my dad died in 2000, Kaiser screwed him up. Kaiser Hospital in San Francisco, filthy place. He's in the intensive care unit, and he says, "Is that a dust turd hanging from that return air vent?" And I said, "Yep, there's a big old claw thing of dust and goo hanging out of the return air vent in the ceiling of his ICU room." And when I brought it up, with the doctors, the next day that vent was gone. There was a brand new white ceiling tile in that hole. And for ICU, the other ceiling tile shouldn't have been gray. You know? Yeah, it was a sickness. He got a staph infection in his sternum. And they left him laying there 3 days with air sucking in and out through a crack in his sternum. You could hear it gurgling, bubbles and stuff. The air coming from his chest going up and down, and it's just sucking air right through the crack in his sternum. And he got a staph infection. So they took him back in 3 days later to surgery. When they hooked him up to the heart-lung machine, they turned the machine on, and it was still in reverse from cleaning the filter, and it destroyed 75% of his lungs and blew his heart up like a balloon, because they're one-way valves in your heart. You pump the blood the wrong direction, and your heart blows up like a balloon. So yeah, he was sedated 4 months, and they sent him home, and he died like 2-3 months after they sent him home. They sent him home to die because Kaiser Hospital fucked up my dad. And I can say that because we weren't allowed to sue him because, the lawyers, the expert witnesses, we can only sue for $250,000, and the expert witnesses will cost $400,000 for a case like this. So there's nothing for the lawyer or the family to recover. The only people that make money are these expert witnesses, doctors. And so basically they don't make nobody makes any money now, The family gets fucked. The hospital don't give a shit, and we got a license to kill. They can't sue us. But magic mushrooms on cow pie, yeah. Got to do a show like this, like a guy on Tool Man, the neighbor, right? It's always like this, right? Until I get my dentures, I'll just do my videos like this. Yeah, I got the fuck out of California. So this is why men are so smart. They're pissed off at me, or Lou is, because I said, I think it was just a message or something. It said, smart people don't stay in California. You gotta get the hell out of there. That story cost you 2 of your viewers. Which two? What story? I can't remember what story I told. Yeah, I can't. Um, I'm feeling a lot better than I was a week and a half ago or whatever, man. But when I had an sinus infection, it was like a 2 weeks straight, major headache and pounding head and stuff. Um, but I see my orthopedic doctor tomorrow morning, and I see my oncologist tomorrow afternoon. So um, I don't think they're gonna. I don't think there'd be anything new there. I might try and get the orthopedic to look at my neck and back some. Uh, and they canceled. I had an appointment. I've been trying for 2 years to get an appointment with an endocrinologist for my thyroid because I have Hashimoto's. And when my oncologist had my thyroid scan a month ago, they're like, "Where is it? Where's your thyroid? Did they take it out?" It was like 95% gone, you know. And still the VA, the endocrinologist is the one that takes thyroid. He's the thyroid doctor, and they're not letting me see one. The VA in Denver, your thyroid numbers were okay. It's like, no, they're not. You know, and then the person that turned me down for told me that you didn't need to be seen. That your numbers were okay, so we rejected your request for an appointment. And they tell me that with this like Swedish accent or something, you know. It's like somebody from Europe, you know. It ain't even. We got people that aren't even Americans. Most of the VA has more foreigners working there than they do Americans. It's crazy. I think that Donald Trump, you need to make it. You cannot work for the government unless you're a native born. You cannot come to this country to work for the government. That's for so our own people. Nobody wants to go down and have some foreigner tell you what you can and can't do in this country. You know, it's like a foreign traffic cop or something. You know. It must be new here. Bill talks about what Bill wants to talk about. Yeah, I do. Secondhand Louis. I'd rather be secondhand Louis than Lucky Pierre. Some people might know what Lucky Pierre is. Huh? Some people might think it's racist. Oh, I went to the candy store today. Yeah, I talk about the treasure stuff in the beginning, and after that, I kind of, boy, I got hot from the computer. Oh, look at that. Oh, nice, huh? Nice little can. Okay, but when change the title of the video to My Family's Medical Problem. Yeah. It's very hard to stay on track with when you're reading people's comments. I had my major points that I bring up in the beginning and stuff, and came on here to talk about the book I got, Going Alone, Kurt Bell. You can find it on Amazon. And he talks. It's very finished. Looking out the school bus window instead of that classroom window and talking about going into the wilderness alone. and what you find out there. So I've mentioned that 4 times. Yeah, I keep mentioning it, but because somebody wants me to stay on subject. But I'll make a new deal. After 30 minutes, I talk about whatever I want, but I probably bring up, oh yeah, this is about the treasure. Like, where was that? I know where I did. Yeah, no, no. Where'd it go? Oh, I had some other things open. There's this thing. This is treasure related. Look, but don't touch. Keep out. Restricted area. Get the idea? Been on the road. What are you doing on the road? It's snowing out there. Yeah. Yeah, I was at the dentist. I mean, it's like 2 hour drive to get there. And they stick the Novocaine in, and he comes in 5 minutes. He's all freaking done. Yeah, it's snowing here. I got a couple inches of snow up here. I was talking about the book I got from Kurt Bell, Going Alone, and how Finnish it is, because he's daydreaming in school. And daydreaming leads to wandering around in the wilderness alone. Forrest did a lot of wandering alone, and I bet he packed a gun with him when he went out there. Yeah, when I was looking at, okay, exactly where is this rock that I found and stuff, and when I went and found, it's like, holy shit, man. I can't believe that. It's I can't believe he put it there. That's what people are going to, I can't believe he put it there. But I think I'm pretty sure I'm nailing it down. And you see, I've sent Forrest pictures of this thing before, and that's maybe when he was. I think it'll be the last spring or whatever, but it wasn't because I probably sent him a picture of the spot, except I didn't catch what I was looking at until a year later, Oh, shoot, man, that's what I was looking at, and I didn't realize it. A lot of people, they don't, there's they're afraid to stretch their imagination and go in there. They're afraid of being criticized for going in there or for going on the path that Gorman is on. Indica is sativa legal here in Canada. I don't like liquor. Gives me bad headaches. But yeah, this was. They didn't put the price tag sticker on it. They usually put the price tag sticker. I got a receipt. I got a receipt. I can take it back. It's a big red bag. Yeah. Through our doors. Through our doors walk the most distinguished people, and it is our honor to serve them. That's funny. So, yeah. $54 for a month supply. Yeah, an ounce was $54. You should hang up in your search. I left one of my little stones out there last time. I left one of these out there. One of these things. I left it out there where I was searching below the stout-hearted men. Yeah. Oh, it makes sense of my the sketch and the arrow on the you know the one with the ZPU guns with the napalm bombs being dropped there to make a blaze, so to say. And where notice where he put the X on the map is on that sketch is where the one gun is pointing to, where the bombs are pointing to, and where the arrow on the hill in the background is pointing down to it. So all three of those triangulate on that one spot there, but you got to know to take that sketch and place it over the top of the picture that you take of the spot. I always bring this when I go out there in case I find something small I want to look at. Yeah, I'll bring it with me when I go up there because I might want to look at some of the beads in that bracelet. Yeah, I got the double. It's got two. So you can use them, turn them around, and you use them for binoculars. Can't do that. Why are you watching that? Yeah. Secondhand Louis, yeah. You don't understand. What nobody else understands is there's these drawings. Some of the drawings in the book are out there in nature on the canyon walls. I have found those things. I have found I'm the only one that has the Buffalo Cowboys car or anything close to it. The only other people I've seen report finding a junker car of any kind out in the meadow, it was a 60s Chrysler. It wasn't a 1929 Model A Ford. Miss Ford. Yeah, and your opinion we don't care much for, Louis. So, if you don't want to keep it nice and friendly, then we just say bye bye. We won't listen to your horse hash. Go try cancer yourself or something. You pick on children too, or what? Let's pick on the old guy with cancer. Yeah. Forrest Fenn really enjoy that idea. Yeah. Okay, Louis. Hide user on this channel. There we go. Bye-bye, Louis. I did that. I didn't need my moderator to do that. No, Louis is sniffing glue. He didn't try anything. He said, "Oh, you're welcome." Yeah, I never heard of Louis. We don't know. You know, my opinion is when people don't put their real name or whatever, and their username isn't their real name, then they don't have to listen to them if they're like that. You know, some people don't use a real name, and but they're still polite. You know, but like Jimmy Fast, he's blocked here. I don't know if Sasha blocked him, but I know she's commented on about Jimmy Fast and his language. Um, I told Sasha, oh yeah, Jimmy's known to talk from his ass, and I only talk that way about somebody if they threw the shit first. If they threw the shit first, I could throw all the shit I want at them. All you gotta do, well, they fired the first shot, and we lobbed the napalm at them. Yeah, he's just like one of them guys on the side of the hill. I'm just shooting. He's gonna fly through the bullets. You know. Now, what do people expect to stay there? What do you think about the Playboy? You know how many times Forrest said when he was talking about what words are important. The one thing people aren't mentioning. One thing, and then he went into saying Trove like 8, 10 times. Trove, 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 Trove. And the more he said it, the less people think about it. Yeah. It's amazing. You could put the thing right in front of their face. You could put the answer right up on the screen, and, and they're not going to pay attention. They're not going to see it at all. um, that's the other thing Forrest mentioned when he was shot down, right? He had a choice. You always got a choice. You know, buy it, don't buy it. Hmm. Walk out to the ocean or call for help in the morning. You know, there's always a choice, and these choices, um, well, I don't like to say directly, but these choices. Oh, that's the wrong one. These choices are like spooning Forrest Fenn's poem. No, well, choices aren't like a spoon. No, okay. So, I was watching some guys metal detecting. They were some old house, and the house was so old that there's the cellar space with the wall around the cellar space, and there was a tree this big growing out of the cellar. You know, it's like, well, that house has been gone a long time, and they were finding 1940s quarters and 1920 dime and a lot, silver. Uh, a silver quarter, 64 or older, is worth like $8. Um, I went to Burger King, and my order was 9.70, and they gave me a quarter and some pennies or nickel, whatever, right? And the quarter was a 1964 quarter. It was worth like $8, so my meal only cost me a dollar then, because they gave me an $8 quarter. Um, I had a can of tamales. Not many things. You can only eat so many things without something to chew them with. Mm. And the dentist told me to chew gum, and I said I can't. I can't get my jaws together. I don't want to fill that space where the teeth were. You know, your mouth still wants to. It takes a while before your jaw will close that, and before you get that really old, you know, the look from not wearing teeth. And I'm not gonna. I'm gonna wear my teeth. But I'm gonna have probably, hopefully, fewer health problems. Them roots in my sinuses and all that may have been what gave me my blood cancer. Because really, bone marrow cancer is what it is. It because it's my bone marrow makes too much blood. It doesn't stop, and it doesn't. It makes too much, and it makes low quality and too much. So, but it's like my immature cells were 4% when they started my treatment, and now that's 2%. So I have fewer of the immature blood cells, but then it makes too much red blood, and it makes too much white blood too. So that is why I have so many autoimmune problems, is because my bone marrow was making the production of the blood cells was like through the roof, you know, and it give you a headache from too much blood. That's what the doctors start draining it. Now your headaches will go away, and they a lot of them had, except I had headaches from the infection I had. But yeah, I'm gonna keep living. Uh, Forrest is still going. He thought he thought his time was short when he wrote the book, and he's always thought you know, because that's one of the points of the book is his it's his grand finale. Entries in a cup, mine are not fitting properly. Yeah. Um, yeah. One thing I'm gonna when I get mine, I'm going to make 3D uh, 3D images of them, and so that I can print another set with a 3D printer, and if they're not fitting right, you use a Dremel, and there's other stuff like is this it? Yeah. You can get the thermal beads. You get some white ones and pink ones. You mix them until you get the color you need, and you just heat these plastic beads up, and you can fill in gaps and alter them. You know, you can buy all the dental stuff online through eBay. You know, stuff to work on your dentures or whatever, and like you can buy the veneers and stuff, paste them on. Uh, they got where is it? There it is. I got this. I got this. This is dental fillings. You can mix your own. Boots on the ground. Yeah, I'm gonna boots on the ground. Who? Luke? Boots on the ground. Teeth in a cup. Teeth in a cup. Boots on the ground. Oh. Yeah, I wasn't coming on to make much of a video. So I was talking about my friend Kurt Bell, his book Going Alone. And yeah, the book for those who, when they were young, preferred gazing out the school bus window rather than socializing. It's the loner types, the people that I don't need any help. I can figure this out on my own. That's Forrest Fenn. He said I can figure this out. And if I can't, I'll pay somebody to figure it out for me. But you can't get somebody to figure out someone else's imagination. There's a whole lot up there in the hills, and a lot of people just can't imagine. They can't imagine Bill Gorman finding the treasure. Bill Gorman can imagine Bill Gorman finding the treasure. Oh, tight neck. That's why I was waiting to see the neurologist, but I see my orthopedic tomorrow. He's a neck. So you two chances for spine stuff is the neurologist or the orthopedic, and usually they don't want to help. Um, but I'm getting some help now. Got the cancer at least diagnosed and getting treated. They say people once they get it can expect to live 20 to 30 years with it. well, well, I've already had it for 20 years, and I'm just now getting treated. So I don't know if I got another 10 to go or 15 or because because they didn't catch it early, but I'm one of the 5% of the people with it that don't have a genetic marker for it. 5% of the people have it from from like an infection in the bone marrow, and that probably came when I broke my ankle. Yeah, things got they operated on my ankle, had screws and tools in there, and when anytime you go hospital, they oh, you don't have any germs here. We'll give you some. We got some here in the cupboard. We got some on the drill from the last patient. you know, who knows what I don't know. So, well, I'm about done. That's an hour. That's good. Maybe another week or so. Maybe I'll find the treasure and I won't post anything for 2 months. 3 months. Oh, 90 days or 30 days or 90 days for us. The way some people they're threatening to sue and stuff like that. I might sit on it more than 90 days. No reason to tell anybody. Because I'm going to make sure everything's secure and it's handed off to the people who are going to manage it. 2 X's. Where did they were on a rock. Oh, did you see the other cartoon I made? It was a good one. It's in my cartoon. Yeah. I'll turn it over. Yeah. Oh, come on, right there. Find a good-looking rock. There's a good-looking rock. It's Rock Hudson. Rock Hudson. Find a good-looking rock. Yeah. Forrest says find a good-looking rock. The beginning in the first page of Spanish Toy Factory. He says, if I could find a good-looking rock, my father was trying to find a substitute. Things that he wants to find in the book. Those are important. Those are things you need to find. Yep. Good night. Yeah. He's mentioned. And Rock Hudson was in the movie Peggy. And, and he. Jack's having a dream. And it was with an actress named Diana Lynn. It was his favorite actress, and he got to be in the movie and kiss her. And that's, that was a 42 movie or 1940, 42. What is it, Jack? He's, whoo, 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 whoo. What is it, Jackie? Silly dog. He likes to sleep up on the dash now. He's up there sleeping on the dash. So yeah, Rock Hudson was in the movie Peggy, and that's where Forrest Fenn's wife's name came from. It was about her eloping and stuff. I think it was I don't know. Yeah, and the architect that was Gary Cooper in not For Whom the Bell Tolls. It's the other movie. The oh well, it was the other book about the Spanish War, the Spain Civil War. Everything's going down. It's supposed to be a big day. The 10th or 11th, I think, is the 90 days before the day was given. Yeah, there's some big shots going going to Gitmo for treason. Jack found the treasure. Yeah, Jack found the treasure and he peed on it. That's why Forrest said the treasure chest is wet, because Jack peed on it. He's the 4-foot searcher. I guess he's a 3-foot searcher when he lifted his leg to pee on it, right? I think I know where it's at. And it's a spot when you see it, you go, yeah, I think it's in there. And that's what I think. What I'm going to focus more on is it's got to be in there. But I mean, you could go walking past a rock, and as you walk past, it's back behind you as you went past it. You didn't see it. You walk. You need eyes in the back of your head. But it's hard enough to keep the two you got from the tree branch not hitting you in the eye or something. And when Forrest Fenn says near, you got to think about ants and elephants. What's near to an elephant can be far for an ant. An elephant's footprint is a swimming pool to an ant. Got a new cheese strainer. I got a new thing. This thing here. Got my. See how. Because I stop breathing when I'm sleeping. They say I stop breathing and my oxygen goes. So. See, it's got my pulse and my oxygen. See if I can slow my heart down. 79, it's slowing. And my oxygen is too low. It's going to go, you're dead. It's going to go flatline, beep. But this thing, you can wear it overnight, and it's got it's a Bluetooth and connects with the phone. So the phone will record 8 hours, and so I could record it and bring it to the doctors when I go. But it's pretty neat. Yeah, this is right out of Star Trek, man. I wonder if Captain Kirk has one of them. Togo got to meet Captain Kirk. Captain Kirk thought Togo was a Nextel phone. Oh. His cage looks half open, but it isn't. His reading glasses will make it look that way from a distance. He knows there's a dog out here. Well, oxygen's 88, or no, 87. It was 84. A pulse is 85. Oh well. You just take it off, it turns off. Beep, turns itself off. But that's a neat little gadget to have. Good to have for first aid. You don't have to check for their pulse. You just put that on their finger. Up, nope, no pulse. Kick them. Okay, I'm done. Beam me up. Yeah, yeah. Beam me up. There's no intelligent life down here. I missed the Walsenburg exit. Went to the second one. It was yeah. I'm like, I don't remember this hill. Yep. Take it easy. See y'all. I've got my transmission fluid, and I looked. It's just a drain and fill it for mine. 5 quarts. See ya.